Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this channel. I am Megan, the Healing Foods Coach, and I welcome you all back on this fantastic Monday. And yes, I said a fantastic Monday. I know it's very easy to associate happy days with only Fridays or even Saturdays because it's the end of the week, and to dread a Sunday or a Monday because the week is now starting over again. But I've decided I'm going to change my mindset, as I have with a lot of things. And I look at Monday as the start of a brand new week, brand new time of opportunity, brand new things happening. And so I wish you all the very best on this Monday. And if that's not quite where you're at, that's okay too. Thank you, though, for coming back and joining me here on this channel. Now, I chose this shirt for a reason, just to not only to express, hey, I feel happy and also joyful, but to also wish you all the best of happiness and joy on this Monday. So thank you and welcome back. As I shared with the video content I uploaded on Saturday, I let you guys know that I was going to be away Saturday evening and, of course, throughout the day yesterday, which is why there was nothing uploaded yesterday. And so I did that. My husband and my son and I spent a fantastic time away in London. We were at a music gig on Saturday evening, two great bands. One we know the members of, the other one we don't, but it's a band I've always wanted to see live. We had an amazing time. Asphyx and Consecration were the two bands in question that we made a point of seeing. There were another band that supported, didn't know them, but we were there for those two bands, and we had a great night. Okay, fantastic time. Had a night away in London. We had a dear friend, kind of our unofficial adopted surrogate son, who house sat for us and babysat the dogs. Well, dog sat for us. So it was nice to not have to worry about them while we were away. And then, of course, we spent most of yesterday in London and came back yesterday afternoon. And I share that with you just to let you know what I've been up to in case you're wondering. And do you know what? I've come to a couple of conclusions. The first being, as great as I feel, and as much as I've healed, and as much as I continue to heal, I've realized that although I can walk easily for an hour straight, an hour and 20 minutes, put in a good 4 miles, and then typically another 2 miles at least when I get out with the dogs, plus any errands I run on top of that, and I feel fantastic. My lower back feels nice and loose. It feels relaxed. The muscles feel great. I know I'm getting stronger. I know I'm building up my strength. All good things, all positive things. But what I also came to realize is that as much as I can stand up for a good 30, even 45 minutes at a time, up to an hour, 3 hours straight, I can't do just yet. And I found that out because when we were at the venue, of course, it was a music gig. Everyone was standing. Great night of death metal. It was awesome. Yes, I love that kind of music, by the way. Faithful Christian, love that kind of music, just to let you guys know. Okay. It was a great night. The music was fantastic. And for the first band, no issues. Stood all through their set and loved it. And then, of course, I had to keep standing through the main support band and, of course, through the entire headlining band. And so that was almost 3 hours in. And I got to tell you, I started to get sore. My lower back started to ache. I felt it in the bottoms of my feet. And I started to worry. I wondered, wait a minute, I can walk all this distance. Why am I still getting this pain happening? And my first panicked thought was, oh my gosh, it's my fibromyalgia. It's come back. It's flared back. It's alive. Not at all. Okay. I did end up having to find a chair to sit in for the last 20, 25 minutes of the evening. But I did pretty well to make it that long while standing up. And what I realized was one of the things I looked up and learned about was that as long as I'm in motion, it's keeping my muscles stretching and contracting, keeping my lower back from stiffening up, keeping everything in a good place, happy. But when I'm stood still in one place and not moving, even though I have running shoes with excellent support and arch, cushioning and support, even though I'm in comfortable shoes, even though I'm getting stronger, even though I can be in motion for miles and feel great, it's that standing still for too long that's still an issue. And I wanted to share that because that can just happen to any of us. We can be, if we're moving forward, if we're walking or swimming or cycling, we feel great because our muscles are getting exercise, they're getting used. We've got the dopamine going, the endorphins start to run and hit, and we feel fantastic. But we can then still have some lower back pain or pain issues simply by standing still. And I wanted to share that, something I should have realized from before, but again, I don't typically stand up in one spot for very long periods of time. And it did not mean my fibro was back, not at all. What it meant was I need to still develop a good core strength, which I'm working on, good abdominal muscle strength to hold me in position and help take some of the pressure off my lower back and my joints and even my feet when I'm standing for longer periods of time. And that is actually something that can be quite common, where if we're walking or, like I said, if we're in motion, our muscles stretch out and get moving and get lubricated, they loosen up, they feel better. But we're stood still in one place for a long period of time, that's when we can start to develop some back pain. It does not mean that we have fibromyalgia or that it's flared up. It simply means it's probably our body trying to tell us, hey, you got to maybe move a little bit, or still got some healing to, in my case, still got a bit of healing to do. Some movement will help. It will help ease some of that stiffness. So I walked around the venue a little bit. I did eventually sit down. Just being completely honest with you guys, I did sit down, loosen things up a bit, felt a bit better. But certainly when I was moving a bit more, I felt some of that stiffness easing out of me. And I realized that it's actually pretty common for people, even without chronic pain, even without prior injuries, to develop an achiness if they're stood still for a very long period of time without any movement. It can happen to any of us, and it does happen to us pretty often. Sometimes we'll feel it faster. Sorry about that. Sometimes we'll notice it more quickly if, for example, we are wearing shoes without good cushioning and insole support, without support under the balls of our feet and our heels. We will notice that even further. So women who wear wedges or platforms or high-heeled shoes will probably notice that a lot more when they stand in those shoes than women who are wearing non-heeled shoes. However, if they're too flat, if there's no support whatsoever or cushioning, you'll feel it then as well. And I'm not quite sure exactly why that is, but I know that it happens to all of us to some degree. So that's what I wanted to start off by sharing with you guys. I had a great night. I realized I couldn't quite stand up the entire 3 hours we were there, but I did stand for most of it. And the reason I also wanted to share that with you guys was because I realized, so because we were away, we stayed in the hotel, and then we were at church service, and then we had, part of our day in London. So I didn't have my usual 4-mile walk yesterday morning, which was fine. That happens, right? And what I also realized was a couple of things. Sorry, I'm off track a little. So this morning, I did have my exercise gear ready to go. I was all set to get out this morning. I didn't have the best sleep last night. And this morning I woke up, it was quite cold. We have severe rain and weather, thunderstorms happening throughout the day. The weather was terrible. And I was still feeling a bit stiff and sore, and I didn't want to overdo it. So I did not do my 4-mile walk. I have done 1.5 miles so far, and I will probably even take the dogs out again today. And I was wrestling so hard with the guilty feeling of, oh my gosh, I didn't do 4 miles. I didn't do 4 miles. And I had to stop and actually reevaluate for myself. Am I pushing that amount of walking simply because I feel like I'm not doing the right thing if I don't, or because I feel so much better? And it's a bit of both. Now, I would tell myself every morning, hey, if I'm feeling a bit sore, or, on days when, say, the weather's really, really bad, like it's downpouring out, or I'm likely going to get soaked and probably catch a bad cold, I probably won't do a 4-mile walk. I'll wait for it to clear up, and I might go out and do a shorter distance other parts of the day. And part of me felt guilty because I didn't do my 4 miles every single day. Now, one of the things I've had to try to do over the last little while is start to ask myself the question, are these goals I've set for myself, are they beneficial? Are they helping me? Am I getting to the place where they are a habit because I enjoy them, because I love doing it, or because I feel guilty if I don't? And if I feel more guilt for not than I do joy for doing it, then I think at that point I have to reevaluate the reasons behind it. Now, I still have every intention of getting up early in the morning. And for most mornings, as long as it's not pouring with rain or some kind of horrible blizzardy type weather, my plan is to get up, get on my exercise gear, get on my running shoes, and get out for an hour. I love that time. I love that time in nature. I love that quiet time with God. I love being outdoors. But I also realized if I'm feeling stiffness and soreness and some achiness, I need to listen to those signals from my body too, and not push so hard to be moving that I ignore potential signs of pain or minor injury where maybe I need to take a break. Maybe I need to step back a day or two, and that it's not the end of the world. And it doesn't mean I'm not committed. It just means my body needs a break, and that's okay. And that we're designed that way. Those signals now, if I get those signals like, hey, that hurts, or I'm really, really feeling kind of achy or whatever, that's not because I have fibromyalgia back in my life. It's because, you know what? I need to take a rest day. Our bodies need that. It needs time to heal. If I'm constantly pushing forward every second of every day, I'm never going to allow my body to do the healing it needs to get to the next point in life. I'm still going to be getting myself a mountain bike. I'm actually going to be getting some new glasses in about a week or two. So excited. And I'm also getting some prescription swim goggles because I'm going to be going to the pool that's in town 3 days a week. Swim a few laps. And that's exciting. And part of me this morning was like, well, I didn't get out and push through my 4 miles. And therefore, I've somehow failed. And therefore, what's the point of doing anything else? And I realized how self-destructive that was. Now, luckily, I prayed through it. I had to wrestle in prayer through it and realize that it's okay to sometimes step back, give our bodies a chance to heal, give our bodies a chance to reset, so that the act of walking or perhaps running or jogging, for those of you who do that, going to the gym, or just getting up and getting out of bed becomes an act that's out of a gratitude and joy, as opposed to enduring. And there's always a bit of enduring in life. But I realized if I just force myself when I'm not feeling 100% and I'm just not quite there, then I'm going to resent having to do this every day. And it's going to be more out of guilt than out of gratitude. And I never want to be in that place, or at least as little as is completely possible. And so I'm very thankful that I had that moment. And then, as it turned out, I got some other encouraging updates. I had some other great things happen whilst I was updating emails and checking all my information online. Some cool things happened that I've been waiting for to happen. Part of a big project I'm working on. So that was super exciting. And once I was able to just trust that, you know what, a couple of days of not getting out and forcing that 4 mile walk in, it's going to be fine. And I can get back to doing those walks in a day or two. And it's not the end of the world. And for me, that was a huge deal. And it's kind of a roundabout conversation, but I wanted to share that because I suspect there are many of you out there who are like me, who are a bit perfectionists. We find something we enjoy, and then we decide, okay, it's got to be all or nothing. So if I enjoy walking, and I know I can generally do 4 miles, no issue, I'm going to make it every day, regardless of how any pain, any stiffness I might be feeling. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to force it through. And it becomes less about me enjoying the freedom and the mobility than trying to prove something to myself that I don't need to prove. Okay. I'm doing this just for me. It's not for anyone else. And so if I have an off day, that's fine. I still get up. I still get up early. I still start my day at a good time, and life carries on. And we will always have those moments in life. You know, I didn't want to be trapped in a feeling of panic because, oh my gosh, I can't get out and do my regular route because, for example, on Sunday. Well, why? Well, we're in a hotel. I don't know the area. How am I going to walk for an hour when I have no idea where I'm going? And I could easily get lost. And I could have panicked. I didn't. I made the decision when I knew we'd be staying over on Saturday night. I made the decision of, you know what? That's okay. So I don't do my 4 mile walk. That's fine. I'll be standing up for several hours. We're going to be walking to the tube and through the tube station, and you know, it'll be fine. A day or two without that a day or two without that activity is not the end of the world. And it made me stop and realize that I need to be giving myself gentleness and grace, just as I absolutely try to do that with you guys, and especially those that I'm working with one-to-one. I'm very quick to express grace and gratitude and patience with you guys, and yet not so quick to do it for myself, which is crazy. But there we go. That's, I think, overall, that can be many of us, if not most of us, as humans. We are quick to extend grace and mercy and patience with everyone else around us, but not to ourselves. So I wanted to share that with you guys because, in fact, it's so amazing to have gotten done a bunch of other things that were definitely burning a hole on in my diary, to get those sorted for today and to feel good. So, you know what? Okay, I didn't get my 4 miles in. That's okay. This morning, but that's okay. I'm not suddenly, I haven't suddenly lost my mobility. I haven't suddenly lost my ability to get around. That hasn't gone anywhere. And in fact, I'm letting my body just have a recuperation day or two. And then I have no doubt I'll be back at it tomorrow. And sometimes that's all we need, right? That permission to say, I'm not feeling it. I need today off. There we go. Perfect. So I hope that this is encouraging to you. I hope this is helpful in some way, wherever you're at today. I hope that this can be inspiring and helpful. That is the point. That is why I do this. And that if you guys are, you know, normally at the gym or out moving around, but you need to take a day or two, that's cool. It's all good. Gives your body a chance to recalibrate, rest up, heal, build, and be ready to come back stronger than ever whenever you're ready to come back. So have yourselves a great Monday. Thank you so much for all of your support and your encouragement. For all the new subscribers, I thank you very much. It means a lot to me. And I wish you all the best for today. Also, just a quick reminder, as always, I have spaces available for one-to-one coaching sessions, healing at www.healingfoodscoach.com. Just a quick heads up that when you guys do book your sessions, how it works is it sends me a notification. I will then email you guys back with a link to our Zoom meeting for whatever day and time you've booked in for. So if you're in a different time zone from the UK, just bear that in mind, okay? Because some of you I know are 8 hours behind me, or some of you are more than 8 hours ahead of me. So if when you make the booking, it is middle of the night here in the UK, I will obviously not get that. I will not see that notification when you book it necessarily, but I will see it at the start of my day the next morning, and then I will respond to you from there. Okay? But if at any point there's questions or things still seem to have an issue, go ahead and you can email me, Meghan at healingfoodscoach.com. So it's kind of a little bit all over the place, this video, I understand. It's also Monday, so I'm trying to get my brain unscrambled here. But I thank you for watching. Thank you for all your kind words, your comments, and your support. Please continue to share them with me. I love hearing from you guys. And I'll be back tomorrow with more content. Until then, take care, and I will see you in the next video.